In this video, we're going to go over installing the Bauplan CLI and SDK and some examples of what you can do with Bauplan CLI. Let's start at the installation page for Bauplan CLI and SDK. Bauplan wants you to ensure you're running a supported Python version, which is greater or equal to 3.10. And we're also assuming you have created a Python project directory already in your working directory and have set up a basic UV init project. You can see that here. This will create the initial project that we need. From there, we can add UV add Bauplan, and it is going to install very quickly through UV everything we need. We can then check the version of Bauplan, and here 0.17 is the current release we've got installed. Once you have that in, you want to obtain your API key, and this can be found in the settings of your Bauplan account. You simply go to settings and API keys. It can generate a new API key for you, and then you would pass that along into a config command back in the CLI. So once you have your API key, you will just put in Bauplan config set API key, and where it says your API key, will simply replace it with an API key that you have stored. I like to store mine locally in a basic folder, and then from there it's easy to simply put it into the CLI and you're up and running. Great, so we've got the API saved for the default profile, and we're now currently on the main branch for that profile, and then verify the configuration with Bauplan config get, and you can see we have a default profile set up. You can also config this manually with a YAML file. This is very convenient, so it can just be set locally in your folder, but I like to use the CLI specifically for the config set just when you are starting out. So once you have the CLI installed, Bauplan has a really nice reference page that you can go to and use to just look at the different command options and the different types of operations you can use the Bauplan CLI for. You can see just some initial commands at the top here. You can look at the version of Bauplan. You can print debug information about the current environment, or you can execute a Bauplan run. You can run a pipeline or some other type of SDK code. The branches in Bauplan are one of its main features, and the CLI is the best place to have that experience. Here with the Bauplan branch command, we can look at the branches that we have available, and what we'll do is we'll actually list those branches. So you can see here, I've got two main branches. I've got a test main and one called e-commerce pipeline. If I wanted to remove one of these branches, say it's old, I can do that very easily with the Bauplan CLI. I can just do Bauplan branch remove and then give the name for the branch itself and then pass the name of the branch. So yeah, as you can see here, we deleted that and we only have one pipeline left. For the other pipeline, we can go get information about that very easily just with Bauplan branch get, and we pass the name of the branch over. As you can see here, it shows all the tables in that branch, which is very convenient. And then if we wanted to create a new branch, it is just as simple as deleting. We put in Bauplan branch create, and we offer a new name for that branch. And we just want to make sure we add the correct namespace here. And it has created the new branch and just given us a tip that to switch over that branch, we can use Bauplan checkout. And now we are switched over to the new branch and we're ready to go. There's many more commands you can do with the Bauplan CLI, but this was just the tip of the iceberg. Bauplan offers Git for data, and the CLI is the best tool for that experience.